Welcome to Saturday Evening Chats, episode, I think it's 107. This is Memorial Weekend 2022, and we are joined by the co-host extraordinaire, Mr. DM Foss. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
And we have Rob D., the New York Outcast. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome.
In a world of uncertainty and turmoil, one man stands alone, along with his faithful sidekick. A man who entertains and educates the masses weekly, 70% of the time. Born out of the dusty plains of Washington State, now from the coastal forests of Oregon. The man, the myth, the man, G23.
So, I am going to start it off. We're going to take a moment of silence for the week, for the fallen men and women who never got to make it home. Oh, crap. Works if I'm ready to go and do all this. So, again, I want to thank all the men and women who laid down their lives and sacrifice for this great country, even though there's a lot of people that disrespect it all the time. So, I know this is a hard day for the Gold Star families, the Bronze Star families that have lost their loved ones. And we can say our condolences, but again, it's just words. We need to live every day and show them that we truly do care about this country and about the men and women who did pay the ultimate sacrifice. So, thank you. So, gonna do a little giveaway, and to win the giveaway, you've got to be able to answer a 3-part question. When did Memorial Day start? When was the name changed, and when did it become a federal holiday? So, again, when did Memorial Day become a holiday? When was the name changed? And when did it become a federal holiday? So, we shall see if anyone takes a stab at the answer. So, run through the side chat. First in, G-Webs, Andy79Z28, Mark Thomas, Rich White, Tim S., Joe Morgan, Lee, Thoughts of an Old Soldier, Abigail's out there, Keith, Gregory 223 DMR, PA Reloader, Alaska 1 Andy. So,
Just to be clear, do you want that put in the chat or email to you?
put it in the chat. So, yep. You released a video or two earlier today there, Rob, I see.
Released one today that I'm aware of. It's a small hike video up to Tuntanic Falls. So, kind of nice area. So pretty cool. I don't know if anybody's interested, but it's up there, free to watch if you like. Got a decent waterfall in it, despite what some Glock guy might say.
I just gotta give you a lot of crap, you know.
No. Yeah, nice area. Free to go. There's areas, I think, areas to cook out, all that type of stuff. So it's a pretty neat little deal. So there's actually a few areas right around there. There's another one not far from that. That's another place with waterfalls as well. So think they all head into Cayuga Lake, to the or possibly over to the other one there. I can't think of the name of the one that's right next to it, but yeah, pretty neat stuff. It was a nice time. Rushed, but nice time. Other one was a coffee video, so coffee review. So I'm getting some coffee lately from Coffee Fairy, apparently Squib. So thought I'd throw a review up of my thoughts of the coffee there. So yeah, might not be something that interests anybody or whatever, but ZR Buckles coffee. So try to do it in squib form as well. So if you're interested, welcome to check it out.
So, Mr. Tim, I didn't say you couldn't Google it, because hardly anyone is going to know that question, or all three parts of the question. So, again, I will repeat it. When was the first when did Memorial Day start? When did it change its name? And when did it become a federal holiday? And if you want to throw the bonus in, what is the exact hour that Memorial Day happens? I actually know this from way back when in school. I bet it's not taught anymore. G-Web says Memorial Day starts at 12 a.m. That would be the end of the war. That was the marking of the end of
Armistice
war.
Day.
Yep. Yes, Tim. You are right.
So what's he win?
He just said he was going to give a clue. He didn't actually give an answer. Yep, Rick's got the bonus part. It says 3 p.m. your standard time. So it's 3 p.m. on Eastern, 3 p.m. on Central, Mountain, and Pacific.
What is the giveaway item anyway?
Random assortment of patches, some channel stickers, and then I am going to look on like Amazon and get a POW MIA KIA flag and have it shipped to the winner. It was a power flicker because of probably the weather. Yeah. It should go back to soft water.
How many times did it flicker?
It just flickered just once. It was just off and on real quick.
If it does it more than once, then they might just be doing a pulse test on the grid. So that's how they kind of diagnose where problems are. That's
that's a company.
Usually it'll do it once. All right. Usually it's more than once, though. That once is normally like it could be just a power flicker thing. But if it's consecutive, if you see it happening a couple times consecutively, usually it's something with the power grid where they're running a test.
Oh, around here, usually 3 times and your power is going out.
Right? If it flickers like 3 times, you're losing power for. But we have a
continuous flickering can be a problem. That's where we lost ours the last time we lost it. It did it a few times and then dropped out. So
yes,
yeah, I got a friend at the power company, so I try to probe them for information. There's a lady back there?
Yes.
Yeah, how's she doing?
She's doing pretty good.
Yeah?
She watched your video, and that's how I found out you put that one out.
Oh. Well, thank you. To her, not you.
Yes. He says, well, thank you for watching it. And he says hello to you.
Hello back to him. Tell him I love the video.
Did you hear it?
No, I could hear saying something, but I couldn't understand what was being said.
she said, well, hello back to him, and that she loved watching the video.
Cool. Thank you, Rick. That's awesome.
So I had seen part of the answer, but I'm not sure if it.
I don't know, man. I think a girl like that deserves some flowers. I don't want to sidetrack this, but I just want to throw that in there.
I'm telling you, she's not much of a flower girl, but she did give me a hint that she wants me to buy her some new Birkenstocks. Okay, well, she just blatantly said, you're going to go buy me some new Birkenstocks.
That it?
Hell, I took her out to a nice dinner last night.
That's what you're supposed to do, damn it.
No. Like, it was a fucking expensive ass dinner.
Or they bring out the bottle of wine and all that, and dim the lights, and got the little clocks on the water bottles, and guy, at the piano playing and stuff. One of them places.
So, M. Gabriel asked, do anything interesting last night? You weren't in the reloading rooms. Yeah, so yesterday was a long day. We left at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Went driving to find this outlet mall that she wanted to go to. Finally found it. And then it didn't have what she wanted, so I was like, well, I told you it was over in Lincoln City. So we ended up driving all the way to Lincoln City from Woodburn. So that was another probably like 2.5 hours of a drive over to the ocean. And went and hung out there. Went down to Depot Bay, Oregon, another place on the ocean. Went to dinner. Stopped at Boiler Bay so the wife could go and look for the 500 millionth time and see if she could find the boiler that's allegedly in the bay that she can't seem to see. And then finally made it back to the house. I don't know, it's probably pushing 11 o'clock last night. So those are part right there, Rich. So Tim says number 1 is Decoration Day, which is correct, but no dates. Rich has 1868, 1967, and 1971. So we've got that. Yes, we do have poppies. So I know this weekend you'll see men and women out at multiple different businesses selling poppy. And well,
Talking about
okay.
cocaine.
No, they're the little. You put them on your pen, your lapel or whatever. For you make donations to the KIA. Your VA.
The little flower deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that understood. They call that poppy?
They're
Yeah.
poppy flowers.
Yeah.
Because the poppies were the first flowers to grow after the war ended.
So, Rick White says Decoration Day was the original name, 1868. It changed to Memorial Day in 67, and it became a federal holiday in 71. It was Decoration Day. That's what I just read, woman. So,
You've been so busy you didn't even check your mail today, did you?
email or physical mail?
Physical.
No, I haven't actually checked my physical mail. When did we check that last? Thursday? Yeah, I think it was Thursday.
You should send the lady down there right now to go check your mail.
And yes, Thoughts of an Old Soldier is absolutely correct. Usually given out by the VFW, American Legion. The poem of the Flanders Field tells it all, which has the poem that hangs off of them. And I normally try to give like about $5 per time I pick up one of those. Not a whole lot, but it's something. So, yes, Ricks did get all the parts to the question. So, I do believe I have his address. I'll look at my emails. If not, I know how to email him and get that, and I'll get those sent out to him. So, going to be doing some testing with my new audio equipment. Those microphones are pretty fun, like little tiny things. Definitely not cheap. Now Rich is going into way more of the history on it, saying, that it is disputed. But don't know if I actually showed off the little tiny receiver, but that is the little tiny. And I know somebody was giving you some hell there, Rob, a little bit ago. Says he was moving Chevy parts in his Ford truck.
Sounds like a bunch of load of crap. Like the big fish that got away type of story right there. And let me guess, his truck was on the flatbed of a Chevy, right?
It was probably on the flatbed of a Dodge.
No. We all know that one ain't true. With a comment like that, I'm guessing it was 556.
Probably 223.
Yeah, that's 556. He's 223 when we agree.
So you're saying he gets better when you disagree?
Well, I got to do something. I mean, I don't know.
Lee says Ford good, Ram good, bow tie sucks. So we've got a lot of good people out there. Tactical Feds out there, M. Gabriel, CNT Design. I know I'm missing people. Guns and Water, Vanessa Kitty. Defense Dad's out there talking about Thunder on the Prairie is going to be next weekend. So if you have the ability, I think they're still allowing people to sign up to go. So if you're interested, I would probably email Defense Dad or Travis P11. I think both of them have information on that since they're working together to put this event together. So we got Shady Hill Homestead out there. You gonna head down there, Rob?
Man, I'd like to. I looked into it twice already. So, it's like 20 some odd hours. So, I mean, you guys are cool and all, but damn, 20 some odd hours. That's a drive, man. And I believe it's just 1 day or 2 day. I think it was 1 day. So I don't know. I just can't swing it. I'd love to be able to go, but I ain't trying to drive that long to go down there. So yeah, it sucks. I wish it was a little more central.
Can't or won't?
Oh, I won't.
I mean, there's
Probably
a little difference.
but I've been traveling a lot lately as it is, and something like that. That's a long jump for. It's literally going to take me longer to drive there than it is for the event. So that's where I, feel like it would have to be like a family obligation, or I'm getting paid, or I'm going to meet some hot chick or something. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I hate going places where I'm there long, or I hate driving somewhere where it takes you 12 hours and you're there for 30 minutes and then you got to turn around and come back. Yeah. Not saying that's what that is, but you know what I'm saying. Just I don't know.
If I had some time off of work, I would be heading down there.
Yeah, if this was a day trip or something, that'd be different. I mean,
It is a day trip. 20 hours
No.
is less than a day.
no.
No, theoretically, actually, it's less than 24 hours, so therefore it's a day.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but that's
like I
one
said,
way.
yeah, it doesn't even add up. That's a little much.
You have to
Yeah.
clarify what you mean day trip. Like there and back in a day, or it's
Yeah, that's what I mean.
One
If
day
it was,
driving.
5-6 hours, something like that, even 8 hours or something, but 20 hours.
Normally, that's what a day trip means: is a trip you take in one day, there and back.
Sounds cool though. And I definitely wish, like I said, something closer was going on similar because I'd definitely be interested. So
Yeah. See, Abigail understands. She says 20 hours is a day trip for a tweaker on a moped. Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a good deal, good event, and from what I heard, the cost involved was more than reasonable. It's not like somebody's trying to get rich off this or something, or just dividing out the cost of renting a place for the day. So it's it's right up my alley.
I think it
I
was
thought it was like $25 or something like that.
Yeah,
but
$25
that's
a person.
Yeah, it ain't bad. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm a cheap bastard, but that ain't bad. So yeah. And it's not like you're just going to a range. You're going to a range with all your YouTube buddies and stuff. So it's different. And video, so things like that where people are working things out. So that's a decent deal. From what I hear, is going to be coffee supplied. So that's a plus for me. I mean, that's that right there. People don't think so, but yeah, having coffee on site's a big deal. I like coffee.
I guess I missed a question from Defense Dad. I could trade my PPQ 45 for a P30L. Why trade? Couldn't you just purchase the P30L at a reasonable price?
Maybe he's got money tied up and trying to throw an event for you damn people.
I say do it, trade it, get it. Striker fires are a fad. You need a hammer. Everyone needs a hammer.
Oh, come on now.
I've got a hammer fired revolver. And I may have a hammer fired semi-auto. Okay, so I do have a hammer fired semi-auto. Rob D's gonna have to get into the hammer fired semi-autos. Realize that MMPs aren't all that cracked that he wants to make them cracked up to be. They're
Hey,
I have an
man.
M&P, but
Works,
mine's
why
hammer fired.
fix it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
My 380EZ has an internal hammer.
and I did shoot that. The only MMP you'll ever see in my hand. I'm surprised Rob's like, but you had a smile on your face.
Oh, everybody knows. I mean, I assume that's why you don't want to hold another one, because you're afraid everybody's going to be getting pictures, and you don't want to get kicked out of Glock Club. I mean, I'm pretty sure we figured out you're running the local chapter, so pictures of you with an M&P and a smile like that. I mean, it's like you got your first kiss. It was something.
So, Guns and Water says, I hear hammer, semi, I think 1911. There's a lot of Hammerfire semi-autos that aren't 1911. I mean, what? Almost every of the 226, 229s from SIGs, the SP 2022s, HK, most of those are all hammer fired, right? I know the USPs are. Yeah, there's a lot. Yes, the Tauruses are some nice firearms.
Yeah, I have a, because Thoughts of an Old Soldier mentions this TH9. I have a TH9, and I really like it for being a budget gun. It's a pretty solid gun. You shake it, doesn't rattle. Haven't had a problem with it. Came with a really nice case.
I got nothing against, hammer fire, semi-auto, or whatever. Honestly, I ain't got nothing against anything. So, with revolvers, whatever. If it's dependable and you can hit with it, by all means. Everybody's different. So, people like different things. So, even Glocks, think I've gotten some hate lately because everybody thinks I'm a real Glock hater. I mean, think they're ugly as hell. I've already made that, but they run. So, I don't hate them. I just, I'd trust my life with one. So, but if I got choices, come on, I'm gonna probably choose something that actually looks better. So, still works the same. Still functions. But I don't know. But everybody eats their own. So, sometimes things are weird. You can't explain it, but you just hit better with this versus that. So, obviously use what's going to work best, not what's going to please your friends.
Damn rookies. Grip angles and grip width all play a count. Because if it doesn't feel comfortable in your hand, you're not going to shoot it very well, more likely than not, or you're not even going to practice with it. So,
Well, see, if you're a mediocre shot like I am, you can shoot anything mediocre.
No, I never claimed to be the best shot. I think we got video evidence that last time you and I did a competition, you won.
Yeah, but
Not by
when,
much. We should do it no sights competition. See who wins the no sights challenge.
Well, the only problem with that is I would have to take the sights off a gun, and I'm not going to take them off because I don't want to have to put them back on.
Or you just buy a new upper. Don't put sights on it.
Well, I could just use my shotgun. It doesn't have sights.
See, my shotgun has a scope on it. Or a red dot on there. Sorry. I'd have to take the red dot off.
I don't even have a rear sight on my shotgun. I probably should, but yeah, for what I bought it for, I don't really need it. The front bead works. And damn, they want like $100 for that ghost ring for the back of the Mossberg. Like I've thrown a fit so many times and said I'm just gonna make one, and I still haven't. But it's just got a hard time. Like $100 for sights isn't bad, but $100 for a sight, like just a rear aperture or whatever, that's, to me, that just, like, damn, I'm not looking for a museum piece or something. Like,
Just a half-inch PVC and some JB weld. You're good to go.
Something like I figured I could just fabricate a clip. It's already tapped, so I'd have to get a screw. You know what I mean? And get something in there I could adjust. It can't. I don't think it'd be that difficult. It might not be the coolest thing out there or something, but I mean, if I can make it in 20 minutes versus spending $100, I don't know. I'm not in it for the looks, I guess. But $100 just seems like a lot for a damn little ring on the back. Maybe I'm just the cheap's coming out of me. I don't know.
Jack's saying he got called into work tonight.
Yeah, I see that. Excuses.
So what ranges are you shooting yours at that you got a running the red dot? I mean, are you running it on your shotgun because you feel you need to, or you just want to?
When I bought it, it had the red dot on there already, and I never took it off.
Yeah, makes sense. I wonder out there in the chat how many people throw an optic on their shotgun, or I guess, well, I should say a defensive shotgun. So, obviously there'd be a difference, but I know you had the KSG, so I would classify that as like a defensive, home defense or whatever they want to classify it as. So, short-barreled shotgun, we could put it that way.
It's not short-barreled.
Yeah, that you can't even say that because that's an NFA or whatever. I don't know.
It's a full 18.5 inches.
Yeah. But to me, that's like the short barreled. We'll just say that. That's usually the security home defense range, 18 to 20 inch barrel. Did people run optics on that typically? Is that something everybody does? I mean, I don't know about you, Fa. You don't even have a shotgun, do you? You're one
I
of
have
them
a Maverick
weirdos.
88.
Oh, okay. Okay.
How about we classify them as the tactical shotguns?
I don't
That,
know. I wouldn't call them that. I'd call them I think it's better defensive. I mean, you're not buying them to go shoot clays or birds. You can, but you're buying them for security or defense purpose. I would think. Maybe I'm wrong.
A couple years ago, I almost bought one of the Kalashnikov shotguns.
Yeah.
So it was cool looking, and then when I went back, it was gone.
Yeah, I got kind of gypped myself on one of those a while ago here. Went to the store, seen it, was thinking about it, left, and it was one of them things like I couldn't stop thinking about it. By the next day, I came up with enough excuses to justify buying it. Went in, and a local officer picked it up. I was pissed. And then right after that, the safety act kicked in. So I haven't seen one since.
so looks like pretty much everyone says no. Rich says that he had one on his Viper 12 until he took it off, so his son could put it on his Scorpion. So it just sounds like Rich just needs another red dot for his shotgun, and he'd put one right back on there. That's what it sounds like to me.
You got one on yours, Foss?
No.
Rob, you got one on yours? Or is it even
No.
legal for you to do that in New York?
Oh yeah, it'd be legal, but no, I don't. Like I said, I don't even have the rear. I just got the brass bead front. So, but even with that, I did pretty well shooting clays, I guess you'd call it, the little orange disc things. So I don't know. But again, I didn't buy it to shoot any long range. You know what I mean? So. And again, I don't see doesn't seem to be worth an investment to me to spend money on a decent optic to put on it. So, but if I bought one with one on it, I probably wouldn't take it off, depending on, because I wouldn't even be so worried about co-witnessing. So, but I guess it all depends on your intentions or what your setups are. So, seems from what people are saying, most people, I'm assuming from what you were reading, maybe don't see a need for it on a defensive shotgun. Are you talking G23? Are you...
Again, damn rookies. So if you look at all these, they've all got red dots on them. See, I mean,
Yeah, but that's like tactical sales stuff. I mean,
this guy's all super tactical out. I mean,
yeah,
you got the flashlight, everything. Here you got
fights ninjas like every weekend.
You got it with flip up sights. Now there you go. course, I'm not sure that that's. I don't know if you can have it. Is that over the standard length that you can run that? Overall length is 21.5 inches, so
Well, they were wondering, it's ugly, but could we make it uglier? Yes, they could.
that vertical grip does help in the racking of the shotgun. I'm just saying, if you're trying to go like this, you're more likely going to short stroke that. So, well, Foss, it looks like right now there's 11 votes, and every one of them says yes to a bonus overnight. I think I think the kid has overruled that, so there probably will not be a bonus overnight. So what was the last nice thing you did for your woman there, Rob?
Got her some more flowers the other day.
So you wasted money to buy dead flowers when you could have done something to make more memories.
You're assuming. Let's see, what else have I done? I've done a few things. I gotta try to think about it here. Oh, I fed her.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's against the law not to feed her. Rich says that he sent his wife a fake flower and a baggie of coffee. But did he send her any zip ties? And with him doing the fill-in for Gizzard in the morning, trying to ask him to do an overnight and then do another live like a couple hours later, that's asking a lot. Rob should do an overnight live.
What's that?
I didn't stutter. I specifically said Rob should do an overnight live stream.
Oh, yeah, no, not a no 1:30, 2 o'clock, 4 a.m. crap. No.
You do a good job, Rob, when you do the chats, when you fill in and whatnot.
Well, thank you. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. But yeah, your shows are late, man. Late. I'm lucky if I even catch them live. Damn night owls, man. Well, actually, I thought I was a night owl, but at that point, yeah, I'm definitely not ready to do a show. I mean, I could do one, but might be one of them ones I wish I didn't do. You know what I mean?
So, by the way, I won a tactical quiz. I stole the win out of the clutches of Weston Probes. He thought, yes, I've got the victory, and then all of a sudden I just win.
How did you do that? If he had his answer first, what did you donate to whoever was doing the thing, and
It was
all of a sudden
G-Webs.
yours came in first?
G-Webs was the one hosting, and it was by points. You had to have so many points. Weston was up. He had 11 points. He was the only one that had participated. And then I was like, here's 2 links to, and that gave me 55 points. Bam. I win.
No, so you're like that dude that sneaks in at the end of a bid and throws in an extra $5.
No, I'll snipe you by a penny.
Man.
Because I'm going to make it hurt.
People like you, let me tell you.
I do that. Nothing wrong with that. Or if you're annoying, I'll drive up the price so you have to pay more.
Yep. I've done that one too.
You guys are horrible. Can't believe I'm associated with this kind.
That's how I got. That's how I got my wife's engagement ring. Sniped somebody on eBay.
G-Web says, yep. Like an auction sniper, exactly. So we got Warsaw Patriot out there who says that he picked himself up a IFAC kit from Lone Wolf. Can't wait to see the video. See what they offer in theirs. So I know I have a few med kits, and I go with my medic. Why do I use my medic? Because I have this thing called an HSA, a health savings account. So I can buy them, then I can write it off on my taxes. So, you know, that's the reason why you pick and choose where you get your stuff. Warsaw says, my medic is crazy expensive. Not when you're writing it off on your taxes.
Well, tax write-offs aren't like you're getting it for free or something.
But
you're writing off the tax, basically, you get that reimbursement of pretty much the tax that was spent on it. So you're still paying possibly twice as much in some cases of getting it somewhere else.
No, see, when you use your HSA, it goes under a medical expense, so you get the full medical.
Which is how much in your state?
I write
What's the
I write it
percentage
off on
they're actually going to give you back on it?
It doesn't have state tax.
I know. I don't say I don't have state tax.
So what are they rating? What's the percentage they're actually writing back on the purchase?
It falls under just like when you write off your medical costs.
I don't know. I'm still not following.
You don't write off your like doctor bills as a medical expense
I don't
on
go
your
to
taxes?
the doctor. So I'm stating, what dollar amount are you getting? Are you actually
The full
paying for
amount.
this?
You write off the full amount because it's a medical expense.
And they're covering that full amount.
Yes.
Wow. All right.
My email address is probably, if I can figure out how to do it, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. g23.40life@gmail.com. Yeah, that's the reason why, you got to learn how to play the games, because they're screwing you. So you got to be able to try screwing them back. So,
it's an awesome salad.
Bald says that he was in your neck of the woods yesterday. Asked a bunch of crackheads where you lived, and nobody would tell him.
Well,
I guess he says I was in Binghamton yesterday and asked a bunch of people where Rob lives, and nobody could have told me or tell me. So
it makes me wonder what Bald was in town shopping for.
I wonder how much money I'll get from that. So I don't know if other states do it, but Oregon does what they call a kicker. So if the state actually turns more than a 2%, when the actual state revenue exceeds the forecasted revenue by at least 2%, anything over that 2% becomes split between taxpayers. So yeah. Rob, you have any topics you want to discuss?
No, off the top of my head.
So I don't know if the audience has any questions they want to ask us. West Covina
I
Dodge.
stopped in the gun store,
Yeah.
and the prices still suck. They had plenty of ammo, but everything was jacked up, in my opinion. So that kind of sucked. Didn't buy a damn thing, which is rare. I always buy something. Something. I feel weird going in a store and not buy something like in some of those stores. So I always buy something, but there was nothing in there I could justify buying.
Yeah. What was it? Last time I was in the gun store. I picked up a couple boxes of Hornady Critical Defense 165 grain. They were a little higher than normal. But I think they were like $26 for the self-defense ammo. So wasn't super great, but wasn't horrible, you know. So I picked up a couple boxes.
Yeah, last time I was at Cabela's, a couple of weeks ago, I guess. Picked up a box of 300 blockout and a box of 30-06 for only, I think it was like $54.
Oh yeah, I should have definitely thanked Artac and Daughters for the lovely package that I received in the mail. The 45 Colt ammo will be well used. So we got Echo out there. And yes, Warsaw, I got the email. I don't know. $64. It's not horrible, but it's definitely not like super good. So let me
Have you talked to that Chris Chain guy lately?
Chris Cheng.
Yeah.
I have not emailed him in a while. I should think about trying to get him back on.
Yeah, just curious. Are you going out shooting at either of you guys this weekend? Today, tomorrow?
I was actually I was planning on doing some shooting yesterday, but spent the day with the woman and had a great day. So I'll probably maybe tomorrow or Monday, since I'm not working, get out and do some shooting. Foss?
No.
So, yes, my medic does cost more. You're talking $117. But I don't know. Definitely has a nice quantity of supply in there. And if you need to use it, it rolls out easily. Know where everything is located. They're all color coded. So 23 votes Foss, and 70% say that you should do a bonus overnight.
Well, that's just because I can't remember my passwords on my alt account. So
Night Shaft says, who voted no on the poll?
I sent Shafty a link on Discord if he's free.
Yep. So happy belated birthday, Buck. So we got LBJ out in the crowd who's jumped in. Shafty says that he's willing to fight whoever voted no. So
What if it was like a 400-pound naked guy that voted no? And when you said you
I'm
wanted
not
to fight, it got all excited.
I'm not naked or 400 pounds.
he says fight, not win. West Covina asked if Buck is able to buy a beer now because of his having a birthday. I think he's still too young to buy a beer. He can buy a shotgun in some states, not Washington. Because, what, you got to be 21 and now to do anything in Washington?
Don't worry about Buck. Knowing him, some lady will buy a beer for him.
I'm pretty sure Ghost will take offense to that. Ghost is probably out working right now. We gotta get him back on the show again. Shafty says he can't come on because he's cooking shepherd's pie.
Isn't that like a meat pie or something?
Yeah, it's mashed potato covered meat pie.
Yeah,
What, you lose a bet or
It's good.
something?
dude, shepherd's pie is delicious. So, Robert Ribbit Harrison is out in the crowd. Welcome. Tactical Fud says, I got 4 cases of beer now. Let's do an overnight chat. Robert says, hello to you there, Rob.
Hello. Nice to join us.
So,
Sorry, I'm trying to finish destroying a porterhouse here, so excuse me. I apologize.
yeah, but you probably overcooked it.
It's all a matter of opinion.
You're probably one of those rare, super well done kind of guys.
Medium. Medium's
The
good for
only
me.
answer-
Medium rare.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's 2 correct answers: rare or medium rare. And that's it.
Light pink. Not red.
There should be blood flowing from that steak.
Whew. Good stuff, man.
When I order a steak, I order a blue chip steak.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a maniac Glock guy.
Dude, it's so friggin' tender. So flavorful.
No, I like New York strips, Delmonico's, even ribeyes. They're a bit fatty at times, but done right, they taste great. Yeah. The good stuff. Fairly good stuff.
So, West Covina Dogs has a question for you. He says, hey, New York, can you have a lower with a pistol grip if it has a rimfire upper?
No, I don't believe so. Rimfire doesn't make a difference. They don't really care whether it's rimfire or not. It's all how it looks, kind of. So, I wouldn't believe so. When it comes to rifles, I don't think there might be a manner where you could have the pistol grip itself, but then you'd probably have to apply like like pin a magazine in place, and there's like a point system type thing, so it gets a little tricky. And then when you call around and try to ask, nobody tends to know, and it gets a little weird. So there might possibly be a way, but to my knowledge, to play things safe and on the general understanding of the laws here, it's probably better to skip that aspect. So, unfortunately.
So, we have Mr. Weston Probst out in the crowd. Welcome. And to Misfits Darling, Yeah, you pretty much you slap the cow on its ass, walk it through the kitchen next to the flame, and cut a chunk off and throw it on a plate. And it's still the internal temp still gets to 165 or something. So it kills the bacteria. It's just you're getting the outside nice and seared, and then you still have it mooing. Yeah. So when you cut into the steak, the blood just rolls out. Welcome, Mr. G. Webbs.
Good afternoon. Thanks for the invite.
When you say stuff like that, it makes it sound like you're a vampire. You know, I just want to point that out there.
Well, I guess I'll take that. You're definitely welcome for the link, and thank you for hosting your live stream earlier and letting me skate in at the very end and steal the victory out of Weston's grips. I mean, he thought he had a firm grip on it, and I was like, nope, that's mine.
He was like, "Oh, I'm just going to bend over and pick this." What happened?
Yeah. And then him nicely deciding that he didn't want the packs
At least
bundle.
not bad enough to battle. Because that could
Yeah.
have been pretty interesting.
That could have been pretty fun to have a PAX battle. Could have been epic. Could have been more epic than Foss and DJ Play Nice having a trivia quiz to the death.
Might be wrong, but I think Epic's probably like a 10 years ago thing now.
It's not trending.
Correct. I think that's the wrong one nowadays.
Would it be lit or poppin'?
Probably depends on the area, and I know Lit's in there, but I don't know. I just if you're trying to keep up, just
I'm not trying to keep up. I realize I'm like 42 years old. I'm not trying to act like a 16-year-old friggin' Valley girl.
Well, it's good to be able to at least keep up with the conversation, so you know when they're trying to rob you.
Shafty says, "You say shit's bussin', yo." That's what they say now. Dude, I don't even know. I'm old. Mr. Michael Dunn's out there asking how everyone's weekend's doing. Doing good.
I bought a bunch of shoes at the university because schools are suckers and they sell things for pennies on the dollar. So I bought these shoes. They're brand new. And I did a quick look while I'm standing there looking at them. I do a quick look on the internet, and it's some brand of Nikes. I don't know how it works. Like some sports person puts their name on them, and now they're, I guess, a model of Nike. But there's a million different colors of this model of Nike, right? So they're all over the spectrum from $50 to way more than that, right? So I'm like, all right, these are less than $50, so I'm buying them, right? I'm buying them. So I bought 3 pairs of them, got them up on eBay, and I put one up on Thursday and the other 2 up on Friday. And as soon as I put the first one up, I got like a bunch of emails. Hey, you want to just sell those? You want to just sell those? I got a bid on it right away. And then just one bid, though. That's what's bothering me. And then the other ones went up, and now I'm getting a bunch of emails. Like normally, I might get 8 email. And half the time the emails are like, hey, I see you're selling something. Do you want to buy something from us? Like they're not even, you know what I mean? They're not even really asking questions about the thing. But so that's my new entertainment for the week, seeing if I make any money on these shoes. Basically, I'm told that Nike, I don't know if you guys probably know this already, but Nike just gives shoes to the universities so that they'll wear their shoes. And then schools are idiots, so they just sell them for pennies on the dollar to me. And now, ideally, these are some kind of shoes that are hard to get. But I don't know. You guys can tell me. I'm going to go live and let people tell me about these shoes tomorrow.
Well, there are people that collect Nikes, and if you can get Nikes that are like with school logos on them, they are even more expensive.
Now, does size matter? I just bought them in a size that I could wear them if they're no good, but I don't know if I should have bought them in like a size that's, you know, like medium or something.
No, because like if people are buying them for like collectors, they don't really care because they're going to probably stay in the box or they're going to get put in a display.
But don't people want like the smallest ones so that they look cool, or the biggest ones or something like that?
They really don't care. I think people do care.
Like they want them in the size they are, right?
You look one way and then you see them in your size and you're like, holy crap, that looks like a damn clown shoe. So size probably doesn't matter to the true collectors.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying, right? Like the Nike logo is a different size on a baby shoe and then like on my giant shoe, right? Or at least the proportion of the design or whatever. It just doesn't look right.
I think so. I've ordered a pair of sneakers off a catalog once, and I'll never do it again because of that reason. They look good on paper, but when you see them in jumbo size at in my door, oh no.
Weston says his son and his cousins buy and sell high dollar sneakers. So
I know it's a thing. That's why I figured I'd dabble in it. Seemed like the lowest price of them, no matter what color or what kind they were more than what I bought for them or bought them for. So figure probably won't lose money and hopefully I can make a couple of bucks. But I'm not going into the shoe business. These were just happen to be there, and I'm like, I'm gonna look these up.
We've got
possible opportunity. That's smart, actually.
I mean, they did tools one time, DeWalt tools, right? And just brand new DeWalt tools, all the labels, everything's still on them. I'm sitting here, look at this. You know, those stackable DeWalt, what do you call them, toolboxes nowadays? All the kids have to have Lego toolboxes. Whole set of them right here. And they were like $100. I took out the stuff out of the drawers, the little insides, and I sold those on eBay and got my $100 back. So they were just, they had all this stuff, pennies on the dollar. It was basically all half price of if you just went to the store and bought the same stuff. And I'm like, what's up with this? And they're like, oh, the school bought too much. So that's their answer. We bought too much, so we just sell it for half price.
That's great.
Brand new stuff. I just didn't need all the other stuff, but if I wanted to, I could have decked out in DeWalt stuff. I could have been just like one of the, I'm assuming the people that do maintenance at the school all use DeWalt.
Yeah, when you think dollars and cents, sometimes you come across deals you just can't say no to. You weren't even looking for them, but it's like, well, I'd be an idiot not to buy that. So I come across that.
It's not always a win. I've got a pair of Nike, what do you call them, cleats that they're not perfectly new, but they're basically new, and they were like size 13. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try these just in case, I can make any money because they're $5. I'm like, how can I not make money on these? And I can't sell them for $5. So eventually, those are going to go to the local thrift shop. Maybe some kid will get them. use them for school. But I figure those are cleats. How many people need cleats, right? People, I don't even know what they're for. Football, probably. But I think every sport has its own cleat, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I've never dabbled with clothing like that, but tools or equipment, things like that, scaffolding, so I don't know. Sometimes people end up in a jam or whatever the case is, offer you deals that you just can't really say no to sometimes, or, you can turn around without even trying and definitely make your money back. So,
I highly
just got to stay
recommend
find it on thing, know the market.
check out your schools. They'll have, and then church thrift stores, because those aren't like your big sellout national things that are basically almost scams. So a lot of people won't go to those and won't donate good stuff. So they'll donate it to their church, right? Because it goes straight to their church. So the church thrift shops are great places to find stuff for eBay and that. And then go to schools, because schools are dumb and they give away stuff sometimes. And you can go to elementary schools, every kind of school, universities, high schools, all of those schools have some kind of auction going on. And even if there's some like system for auctioning, half the schools don't pay attention or bother, and they'll just have like a garage somewhere in their facility where you just go in there and wander around and all their stuff gets put there. Find out, like say it's worth, sometimes definitely worth like you say, for tools and stuff. They're crazy. And then the people that work there aren't allowed to buy the stuff. So it just sits there being super cheap. Or sometimes they are allowed to buy the stuff and they just get sick of buying stuff and selling it all the time. Anyway, sorry, turns it into a thing. But I'm watching these shoes. I'm all hot that I'm all excited these shoes are going to make me some money.
Well, you drop your link to them in the chat, and if anyone wants to go make a bid on them, they can.
All right. I'll drop to the video tomorrow. It's got a link to all three. If somebody wants to click on them, they can.
Just got some new shoes the other day.
Huh?
I was just saying, I just got some new shoes the other day. So kind of lucked out. Went to one plaza, struck out in the first store, and found something in the second store I could live with. So not necessarily in love, but they were a decent price and what I was looking for. So apparently, I don't know if it was your chat. No, it was a Wednesday. It must have been Chris's show or something a while ago. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know. I've had an extra drink in me or something, and I thought it would be a great idea to adjust the log in the fireplace with my tennis mesh shoes on type deal. And yeah, it didn't work out too well. So
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a little red spot, so I just kind of brushed it off, wasn't thinking much of it, but it just kept smoldering and burning and smelling and burning. And yeah, so I had one of them dumbass drunk guy moments at the fireplace and burned up a pair of perfectly good shoes for the hell of it.
These are made out of something that led to the flammability, or that just the material itself?
I think it was just the material. They're like a mesh or whatever. I mean, they got like a little rubber tip that comes up on the front for your toe, kind of, but all on the side is all that real breathable mesh stuff. So it didn't take much. No, I don't know, running sneaker, tennis shoe. I think they were actually running sneakers to be technical, but yeah, so they definitely weren't my Merrills or boots or anything, which would have never even noticed. But yeah, don't go kicking flaming logs with tennis shoes on though. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, but see, with you being drunk at the time, what you thought was a kick was probably more of, put my foot on the log wait a
Yeah,
couple
well,
seconds.
I'm just trying to
And
like,
then
like push it over to the other angle a little bit, and
so
sacrifice a shoe apparently.
I mean, you probably could have done a better job just putting your bare foot in there.
Maybe would have saved money.
Oh,
Foot can heal, can't heal a shoe.
Yeah, there you go.
you can ask my wife about Nike shoes and being in a car on a hot summer day.
Shut the hell up.
Yep, she melted those shoes.
It blew
Yeah,
the
that's
hood.
crazy. I don't think I've ever melted shoes. I've like almost burned my feet, I guess, wearing shoes when it's been so hot and things like that. I've had my shoes get lit up on fire walking metal structures where they were being welded underneath to keep tension on them. So it's a couple different things, but never just natural sitting in a car and my shoes lit up. I mean, where the hell are you taking this girl?
Okay, so in Wenatchee, the summer days can get up into the triple digits, and she left them in the back of a 300ZX Turbo, under like the glass, so the heat just like beat in the car, and she exploded a Bic lighter in the door and melted the
She was
soles of her shoes.
trying to burn that car down, huh?
I think she was trying to get some insurance money.
Wow. Well, you still in that area?
No.
Okay. I was gonna
No.
say, I wonder how that is that something you would keep in mind as far as like a truck gun that everybody's doing nowadays? I mean, I don't think a temperature like that would cook off ammunition, but I don't know. Probably might not be good.
It would totally melt. A gun can only go about 200 and something degrees, like, and then it's critically destroyed. Like it's tempered or whatever, the plastic tempers or something.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, that glass, it's hard to say how much it would amplify the temperature or whatnot, depending on angles, and there's a lot to that. But
well, there's
I know,
quite a bit of research because of dogs and babies, right? So they'll tell you, like, if it's X amount of degrees outside, it's this much more inside. But that's a great point, man. Like grips and rubber. Think about rubber. So many people are like, "Oh, I'm going to adhere this rubber to my gun. I'm going to wrap rubber around my gun with glue." I don't even consider that because I live in Arizona, but there's people that do it all the time, and then they don't think I'm going to leave my gun in the car because I'm going to the post office, come out, don't realize, do that 3 or 4 times because you don't realize you're shoving it in your pocket, you're shoving it in your belt or whatever. A lot of people don't touch their gun. It's just in their holster. Their holster gets moved, right? So not trying to fiddle with nothing. And, like duct tape and grip tape on a baseball bat or hockey stick, after time, like, that stuff doesn't expand. The other stuff does expand, heating and drying out. Recipe for disaster if you're not paying attention to your gear.
yeah, I figure hot temperatures probably does have some effects to some things.
So
Makes sense.
if it's 100 degrees, when temperature outside climb range from 80 degrees to 100 degrees, the internal temperature of your car can reach a scorching 130 to 172 to keep the temperature inside lower, it is best to have tint on your window tinting filters wavelengths from the sun that produce heat. So, if it's over 60 minutes at a 115 degree outside air temp, they say it's like 130 inside your car. So it can definitely it could
I wonder if like go ahead.
Oh, go.
I was just gonna say, I wonder if that would like affect the whole grip or something like that. Like you actually go grab your gun and then it's just like stuck to your hand. Yeah, almost like electrical tape residue or something like that. Would it start?
That's what I'm
kind of
thinking.
degrading?
Or those over molded things where they mold rubber into the plastic so that it's, you don't even think about it, but it's just either glued or somehow on there, right?
Yeah.
But the other part of it is things dry out. You know, all the whatever resin or solvent
oil
or whatever. Whatever it is that keeps things kind of palatable, that kind of stuff can dry out in heat. People don't. Well, you know that after a year or two, I suppose. You don't realize it until it happens, I guess.
Well, I guess what we should do is, I think that's a good I have a Nissan Pathfinder. What I should do is take one of those.
You giving that away tonight?
Take a AR grip, wrap some Hogue material in there, leave it on out in a hot day, and then take a temperature reading of it after it's been in there all day.
That's a good idea. Everybody can do that wherever they're at, right?
Yep.
As a test, take an AR-15. Everybody's got an AR-15 grip laying around.
So
I would think like a lot of the plastics would probably be okay, except for extreme heats like that. But those rubbers, I think, would probably rubbers. That sounds funny. Anything with the rubber in it, I think that would probably be the weakest link on some of that with temperature. Even just holding form and rigidity and things like that as well. So, or smearing on your hands, or rubbing off. I don't know. Some older vehicle steering wheels do that once in a while. So things like that.
Yeah, like I know exactly what you're talking about. And then the gaskets and washer type of things that people don't think about, that once it gets gross, then it's not an effective washer anymore. Now it's just allowing something to get loose or getting something all gross.
The good point there is, like Michael said, that's why he never leaves pets in the car. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would figure if I'm going to leave a pet in the car, then I'm leaving her with a gun. And then that way, if she gets too hot, she can shoot out the windows. And then that way, she can tell if the gun's getting too hot. Shoot out the windows real quick. I'll hear the gun going off. I'll be like, oh, I got to go. My dog's getting all pissed.
Now, say it's hot out. Vehicles, your state law, you can't leave a vehicle running unattended. We'll just pretend it's New York. It's hot out. You roll up to a gas station, had your dog in the back. Is it a problem to run in to say pay for gas and grab a soda for I don't know, yourself or the kid or something? Is it a problem, would you see, to leave your dog in a vehicle for a period like that?
Yes.
In a gas station where it's covered and it's definitely by nature, what's that called? Transitory, like where you're only sitting there temporary, whatever the word is. Like you're not parking.
Yeah. It's not
parking
like you roll up to the grocery store to go grocery shopping. You're just,
Right.
You're in it. You can look outside, see the vehicle. You're
It'd be like an
paying for a
ATM.
soda and getting, something like that.
You park at an ATM, go over to the ATM. You got to wait in line for somebody. I don't think anybody's going to go, oh, dog killer. But if you're, going into the bank, that's a totally different thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the studies that are out there, leaving your animal in a vehicle even for 5 minutes without the AC on and stuff like that is life-threatening to that animal.
I left Smeggy in a vehicle when the AC wasn't on one time. Very quickly got bad. Very bad. Very quickly.
I think if I was at a gas station getting gas or something, ran in and like somebody punched my window out, I'd probably end up in jail for attacking them. Honestly, I know like people are funny, but I've driven to Florida. Like I've been like people go places where you're stuck out in the sun all damn day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not saying it's humane or anything, but 5 minutes in a vehicle or something, like, I don't know. I think some of that people overreact or look as an excuse to bust somebody's window out. So in that situation, I would look at it as an excuse to bust your teeth out or something because, this bullshit and you're going to make a scene. And if there's going to be a problem, if I'm going to have issues anyway, it might as well be worth it, right? Like,
well, if you go into someplace, if you go into someplace and you leave your dog, right, and you figure that it's okay to leave your dog, and you come back and somebody's like eyeballing your window, or maybe you were in there too long and somebody did break your window because of your dog, and they're sitting there holding your dog or giving your dog water, I'd be like, damn it. But I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm calling the police and I hate you. I'd be like, all right, you overreacted and now I got to change my window. But at the same time, I'd rather people be on that side of the fence than watch my dog, perish.
Yeah, there's some states
actually people leave their kids in the car for longer than that to run in the store. You know what I mean?
They're the same because it's a baby. That's obviously different. But if it's a little kid that can open up the window, then that's different, right?
Well, on both occasions, depending on your state, that's a felony charge.
Well. That's nobody gives me kids to take care of, but I figure if they can open the window, then what the hell? They can open the window. Yeah. I don't want them smoking in there, but if they open the window because it's hot in there, I'm all right with that.
Yeah, and depending on the state, leaving your animal in a vehicle for over 5 minutes can become a felony animal cruelty, and leaving your child in an unattended vehicle for over 5 minutes is can be considered falls under a felony abuse, child abuse.
That's crazy. Like I've been abused so many times. Like and my dad had to run in like Radio Shack or something like back in the day. Like so many times. Like that's ridiculous.
That's where our kids have got soft because there's so many of these things they're out there protecting. Your parents used to leave your ass in the car while they went into a movie theater and watched a movie. And
our parents would be like, take the car and go get us some beer and cigarettes.
That's ridiculous. I think, I think the laws are there for like those, or should be, there should be something for those worst case. I mean, I never understood how you forgot to drop your kid off and left them in a car all day while you went to work. Like that always blows my mind. That type of stuff, that's a crime. But running in to pick up a pizza, I don't see that as a crime. I really don't.
Well, there's another side to that.
Stand in line to get into school longer than that. Like, and that's not abuse. So what's the difference? I don't.
The other side
it's not like you got them locked and pinned in the vehicle.
Well, no, they can be if it's little kids, and if it's a dog, it is. But I would say the other side of that is the people horking babies and critters. So I would be concerned about leaving a baby that can't defend itself in a vehicle that's not protected or secured. If it's just secured by windows, you know what I mean? That's irresponsible too, I would imagine, with the way the craziness is today.
Yeah, that's amazing how the world changed. So, in a sense,
Sure. I mean, I
it used
guess
to be
back
like,
in the day, there
get
used
out
to
of the
be,
house, and now if they're out of the house and you're not in line of sight, it's child abuse. I mean, it's like, what the hell?
there was kidnapping and
Crazy
stuff like
stuff.
that. It just wasn't as hyped up. I would say, I don't want to do it right this second because it's not appropriate, probably because of what's happening right now. But basically, the media is the one that does all that, and they incited a bunch of the serial killer stuff back in the day when we were younger. That was all like the coolest rage, and then eventually everybody was like, "Would you shut up about that?" And then guess what? Serial killing wasn't the thing. So if somebody knows, or if somebody wants to become infamous, there's like 3 or 4 things they can do. They know exactly what to do, and it's almost if they do exactly from a playbook. And everybody goes, "Oh, this is orchestrated." It's not so much orchestrated necessarily, or at least potentially as encouraged, appreciated, for lack of a better word, even that's an ugly word, right? When it happens, they dig in. So, when they take some credit for that part of it, but I guess I did talk about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. When certain things happen, the media loves to run the bandwagon on there, and then there's politicians that jump on that bandwagon and are like, see, this is why. So
yeah, literally hours after. Hey, this is why, and we need money.
some of them are like within 10 minutes, they're already posted on Twitter. So, yeah, we definitely have to fight multiple fronts to keep our rights, because they're not afraid to attack us on multiple fronts.
All right, it must be evening in Houston. We're seeing quite a few "this is what we're eating tonight" posts on the Instagram. So everybody who's interested in what everybody's eating, now is the time to rush over to Instagram and look at what everybody's eating right now. Everybody's eating, and they're posting about it. Let's rush over to Instagram, shall we?
I'm banned from Instagram.
Oh, snap, dude. How do you even know what people are eating? Want me to describe everything that everybody's eating for you?
I think you should do a play-by-play.
Let's just say there's not a lot of salads. There's a lot of these sides to the fancy steak places. It's like butter drizzled something or another, or butter drowned.
Mashed taters and gravy.
Oh no, this is like all the fancy asparagus floating in butter, or bacon swirled, something tips or whatever, like all the little tiny bowls of whatever on the table with all these steaks.
Wow. So Wesley says electric cars will be popular when they realize they can make electricity themselves.
Heck yeah. When we get like some kind of a cool tube in the yard that has algae growing in it, and out the top comes hydrogen, and then they're converting that into electricity, and everybody's just got that in their yard. Some kind of competition for whoever can make the most of it, you get paid.
I don't think so. I don't think the government wants like people or items to be self-sufficient. So, if they did, there's a lot of technology that could already be put into place. Where homes wouldn't have to be hooked up to power grids and all this. I mean, you wouldn't be with all these power losses. there's a lot of technology already out there, but it's not commonly used in a sense, or on a grand scale. I know military uses some in some senses, but they I don't know how long things transfer over or if it's seen unsafe, but
Well, and they
there's
don't
lots
use
of
stuff.
ways
They got
you can come up with
infrastructure.
heat and all
Military
that.
uses infrastructure for a bunch of stuff, right? Like they may take something out to some remote location to use, but you know what I mean? Like for the most part, their infrastructure, they bring it with them. They don't need alternative energy. They just bring giant, aircraft carriers with
Yeah.
with nuclear power plants on them.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Like, and think about just the pedal technology. Having an exercise bike with a generator, that's nothing fancy. There's nothing crazy unique about that. You can do that with old-fashioned batteries, new batteries, everything with a couple of wires. Like that's very low
Yeah.
tech. And if everybody wanted to, they would get in shape and generate their own power, like if we really needed to or wanted to.
Little windmill set up around your property. I mean, there's lots of setups where you can hook them right off your windows. There's all types of different things. The problem is city ordinance, and most places won't allow you to do half this
Well,
stuff. So, or if you
maybe
do,
for
it's
like
got to be connected to the grid.
like maybe like a large one, but then think of like all the different devices that have like an electronics fan, like a fan to make something cool. You turn that around and turn it into a generator and put like a 3D printed fan blade on it. And now these little micro generators, maybe they don't like the idea of, yeah, maybe they don't like you having a big 6 foot, 8 foot one in the yard. But if you have a whole bunch of them that work off of breezes and don't even need giant wind, and all of a sudden you're charging your phones and your little 12 volt devices off of breezes that just happen, and they look like sunflowers or something in the yard, and no one even knows they're there. And no one's ever paid attention to that kind of stuff. And that's just repurposing all those little tiny motors that are out there that used to be cooling things that old computers and old devices and stuff.
I watched a show where they had people in goo, and the heat that they generated, they made electricity from that.
Well, that works pretty good. But what do you do if you're in that goo? How do you breathe, and what do you do with your eyes and whatnot?
You also have, you can go to any store and pick up those little windmills that they sell for like your garden and stuff like that.
Yeah. Pinwheels.
Yeah, they have all the ones that, oh, look, here's a sundial or whatever, and it follows, but it also, has a little fan blade on there or whatever you want to call it. You could easily hook up and, an alternator to that. And,
your bearings, like they don't even have bearings and half of that stuff. I mean, if you want something, you're going to get durability and have like commonality of parts where you can go get something for it. I would suggest doing a little more than that than using pinwheels or something.
well, they
I
have
mean, the idea, the concept is there, yes, but as far as long-term function, no.
You can get the little bearings and stuff pretty cheaply, and I mean, you take one of the ones that's already designed, already out on on the market, and you could have that so that it's creating the electricity.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, ground battery, working on that, the technology of ground batteries would be something interesting. The ocean current, I know there's some, work with that. I mean, it doesn't seem like any one thing's going to be the golden cure, but a healthy combination as technology improves, especially battery storage. So that's really where most of the problem is storing the problem, efficiently. Are storing the power. So, and obviously, if you're transporting power over distances, you're losing power during the transportation process as well, similar to running power through a long extension cord. But so as technology advances, if we can, each home had a collection of these sources, it would be, if not a great supplement, a decent replacement. But then, the power companies are going to freak out, the government taxes, all this stuff. So, I mean, in some cases where I don't think they want it to be efficient. It's like, look at, get all this save the world stuff, but everything made now is disposable. Your TV, your car, everything is meant to be thrown away in like 5 years. You know what I mean? I don't see these people going down to buy their clothes at Goodwill or, riding around on a horse and buggy. I don't know. A lot of this stuff could, I think, with better technology, work better if their politics stay out of it and government. But sorry, I kind of went all over there.
When you say the ground battery, what are you talking about? Like somehow throwing electric through the ground like Tesla wanted to do?
Kind of. I mean, you can pull, put a series of copper stakes in the ground and you can pull current out of it. So,
no, that's different. I think he was talking about some kind of transmitter where you would stick your one end of the thing in the ground and the other end in the air. You're talking about just more like some kind of natural currents in the ground.
Yeah. It's, you don't get a lot, but if this was done on, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking like you can make a grid to put down under your lawn or something. You know what I mean? Something along that line, or where you could pull enough, and maybe that'll run your lighting for so long, and then you got something else helping for your whatever. It's all supplemental, but.
I haven't heard of that, but it sounds like the kind of thing, like you say, like a parking lot is ripe for that, or like the distance between lights on a highway. I always think like, we got all those lights on the highway. That's infrastructure and opportunity. Something can be happening there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think there's a lot of things, but I think a lot of ways, government doesn't want that for us, at least not yet. So, yeah. Maybe the economy would collapse, money would stop flowing, all that type of stuff. We'd need less departments in some areas. So it seems like they're pushing things the other way, where they want everybody getting a check and they can hit a switch to shut you off with your car, your home, or whatever the hell they want. So, but yeah, I think hopefully in the future. Well, I know there is some technology there, but it's just is it practical? Is it going to hold up? Hopefully it's, like I said, things get better. That ground battery idea also could be some type of trickle charge, to your system or something. I mean, there's a lot of aspects you can do with different things, but it'd just be great to see it more common practice, and people not freezing when power lines go down 20 miles away from their house, things like this. Seems like it'd be better for mankind, I guess.
Bald says, we just gonna wait till Air Force figures out rest of alien technology they have at Area 51.
Area 51's been a decoy. Come on, should know that by now.
So you get carbon nanotubulars or whatever they're called, where you get like super strong hairs, basically, so you can make super strong structures out of it. Have you seen those things? Like giant cities in the air. So basically,
heard a little bit about some of those, I guess, what are they, like tubed fibers or something?
Basically, it's
a little bit, but I haven't heard anything about them defeating gravity and floating.
Well, not floating, but just being so strong. So imagine like the idea of a bunch of bundles versus one piece of wood, right? The strength and the flexibility you get in a bundle versus one piece of wood, and then think of like bamboo made out of diamonds that's as thin as a thread. So when you've got a material that's unprecedented in its strength, lightness, and I don't know what you call that, resiliency. Like, so they're talking about being able to make these giant pyramid cities in the water that are, a mile triangles, like a mile on each side of the triangle, like a big pyramid shape. And these things have big, infrastructures like cities up in the air around in them. So, if we're talking materials that change the way we think, the same way that concrete changed the way that we built buildings. We started building as tall as the buildings we have now with concrete and iron. When we change materials and move to being able to build like that, then, that's what do they call that? Another stage or another level or whatever you call it, like another step.
The Bucky tubes.
Yep. And then my thing is, whenever you get to that step, big cities are possible, but I'm really looking forward to having tethers out into space. So you put something in space, you tether to it that's strong enough so that it doesn't go flying, but the Earth is basically, what'd you call that? Like having something hanging off of it. And then up and down that tether, you got potential for a ton of energy. You got all that gravity that's happening. You drag something up it and drop it. And then you've got all the temperature changes. So if you've got a tube that goes into space that's tethered, so it's just standing there because of the pull from the whatever weight is at the end of it, and it's strong, so it's not going anywhere. There's actually a movie about that. But once we get the tech that can do that, then
it sounds like a book.
Yeah, it is probably sci-fi still. But I'm just saying, once you get to next steps in technology, no, I'm not saying they're a given or they're tomorrow, but I'm just saying I'm looking forward to that kind of future where we just use the gravity from that. You just let water fall and you get all kinds of tech from just having a tube that goes to space.
Well, in a sense, it kind of, yeah. I can see something like that, kind of. So, kind of reminds me of a book I was into not long ago, where basically it was done that way. I'm trying to think of how they refer to it. It's like a space shuttle or something. It's not a shuttle, but like a dock or whatever. So if you're up high enough, the atmosphere is thinner, blah, 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 something to do. I don't know. So there was something to do with that with some book, but that, I don't know. You would think you could create energy even in a structure like that, maybe magnetic energy running on, almost how they do the rail guns in a sense, but not a rail. Well, actually, not how they do that. But you would think you could create it with magnets as well, flowing through maybe the structure. But I don't know. Are different tubes in your siding running magnets that would also create energy or something? So, but I don't know. We're getting out there.
There was somebody that
Not really.
that was something that they thought of. It was basically a long whip that comes off the earth, and as it rotates, it creates energy.
Okay, I'm back. So, we are. I hate to say we're gonna have to close this down because I got some crap going on here. So, I want to thank everyone who has come on. And G-Webs, you want to promote your channel before we get out of here?
Sure, thanks. We go live every weeknight and chat about guns, and then throughout the week doing other stuff. Join us tomorrow, chat about IG and space tubes and shoes.
Mr. Rob D, the New York Outcast.
R&L Displays. Check that out if you want to support your firearms like they support you. Obviously, check each other out in the panel respectfully, of course. And let's see, threw a couple of videos up this last week if anybody's interested. Coffee review and another hike video with some waterfalls in it. Other than that, like the conversation. So technically, a little different, but I actually kind of liked some of that tech stuff and thinking outside the box things. So that I think should be encouraged. It might not be ideal for this show or chat or whatever, but those kind of thinking sessions have led to great things in the past. So yeah, hopefully we see some more of it around. That's all I got. Have a good evening.
Mr. DM Foss.
I threw out a link for gearwebsites.com, a place to find 2A related patches, stickers, shirts, and other sundries. And then there's a link for R&L displays also, where you can pick up firearm displays for AR-15s, 1522, PC chargers, or whatever it takes Glock makes. It's got a display for that, and for handguns, single and double. So check those out, and I'll be filling in tomorrow morning for Gizzard Gary, so that there's a Sunday morning show. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great night.
I want to thank everyone for spending part of their Memorial weekend with us. And remember the reason why we have this long weekend. And pay a little respect and enjoy, because that's what they would definitely want, is for us to have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to play an outro and then we are bailing.